Hello, Hazard from Hazard Reviews here, doing a short review. Again, look, the Super Mario Bros. Movie review is coming. In fact, I've got a deadline now. I know now when it should be out. But I'm going to do this first because I did see this last month in theaters, and I figured, well, it's easy enough for me to get this over and done with and talk about because, well, let's just get started. So, Air, basically the Air Jordan film. Now I've reviewed a few of these films in the past of movies based on, the lead up to a specific event or a certain something that happened in real life. Like last year, my favorite film was She Said, which was the lead up to the New York Times releasing their investigation into the Weinstein scandal. Yeah, so that was my so yeah, I'm a huge fan of these. Now, so then we get this, which is the basically well the lead up to Nike beginning their creating the Air Jordan shoes and beginning their career with their licensing agreement with Michael Jordan, and how they got that deal done when it looked like it wouldn't even happen. So yeah, the formation of the Air Jordan shoes. Um, I had this in mind to review to watch originally. I put this in as a backup option if I didn't want to if I felt I could have the time to review it if I could watch it because I already said I was going to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I ended up seeing that twice in theaters, which I will get to that when I do the review. But when the review comes out. Um, but with this, I put it in as a chance if I had time. Later, my parents ended up letting me know that they were going to plan to see this movie, and I was like, you know what, I'll tag along. It'd be nice to go to the movies with my parents. It's nice to do something like that. And yeah, they said they were going to watch it. And I said, well, I had it on my back burner, and I said, well, I'll come along. And what do I think? Now I knew this. Well, I knew this film was getting good reviews, and yeah, I agree with these critics. This is a really, really good movie. Not sure if this will. Well, yeah, this not the. Yeah, but let's just get on with it. So basically, I basically sum up the premise where there's the lead, how Nike began their made a deal with Michael Jordan, to create the Air Jordan shoes. Yeah, and from what I can understand, there seems to be true to the source material. Might be some fabrication here and there. Like, I don't know. I think Phil Knight, the head of Nike, I think he had more to do with it than the film leads into it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was a big risk for the company to solely put their focus on signing one guy to promote their shoes, but yeah, I kind of get the feeling he had a bit more to do with it, and maybe this was no, 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 not Brad Pitt. It wasn't Brad Pitt. Ben Affleck who changed it around a bit because this Ben Affleck directed this. But for what it is, I think it's stuck pretty close to the source material. Matt Damon plays the lead, the main man who focused entirely on signing Michael Jordan, and he's great. Affleck and Damon have a good camaraderie together, and when they work together, they're always going to do a good job. Actually, I think my favorite actor in this is actually Viola Davis as Michael Jordan's mother. Interesting, you don't actually see the actor who plays Michael Jordan. You don't actually see his face. You only see his backside. You only hear his voice once, and that's on the phone when he officially signs the deal to have Nike to be sponsored with Nike, be sponsored by Nike. And yeah, Viola Davis is my favorite, and I've grown to think she's an actress that's really grown on me over the years, and definitely becoming one of my favorite actresses in cinema at the moment. I I like the use of licensed music. They're all from the 80s slash 90s. It works out well. I like that when we get to the pitch scene where Nike is pitching their deal for Michael Jordan to be be sponsored by them. I love how when Damon does his final speech with Michael Jordan, they show clips of Michael Jordan's life and career, you know, as Damon's going through his speech, and I really enjoyed that. That was really good. Probably my favorite scene in the film, man. One thing I also liked is when we find out where every person who was involved in the deal, what you know, where they ended up after the events of the film. I was actually expressed a lot. This will actually express shock out of me when I found out that the guy the shoe designer, actually died 2 months before this film began production, which is, yeah, I was shocked by that, and my mother was actually shocked by it too. We both sort of oh, I can count a few times that the film has done that to me, especially when it comes to these movies based on real life. The only two nitpicks I have is one is that during the pitch scene there is one actor who's trying to be ease the Jordan family into Nike, make everyone feel comfortable, make the Jordan family feel comfortable. And I don't know that as he's talking, that's probably the only bit of cringe I felt in and corniness, from the line. I mean, I know he's trying to ease the family into it, but I don't know, it just didn't rub me off the wrong way. And certain clash of personalities with this, like Damon with Jordan's manager, or Damon with Phil Knight, so, okay, which, as you know, is Affleck. That was some of those scenes, well, in fact, well, pretty good. Again, not something I'm interested in. No, I'm not a big fan of. But for what it is, I mean, I got to agree with everyone. This movie is fantastic. It's a great movie. Definitely, a lot of people should watch it. In fact, I was actually surprised a few kids actually went to see this with their parents, and I was actually surprised when I saw those kids in there because I thought they ended up in the wrong cinema. I thought they were going to see Mario, and they at one point, just before the movie started, they walked out with their father. And I thought, oh yeah, they finally realized it. And then they came back and they sat through the whole thing. I was impressed. So yeah, this gets a 9 out of 10 has stars from me. I will say I do still like She Said better, but I still think Air is a fantastic movie. Definitely see if you've got the time while it's still out in theaters, especially since maybe I know a lot of people are going to still say Mario. Actually, today, while this film's released, Guardians the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out. So yeah, see it, just see it if you get the chance. It's definitely worth your while. So what's next? Well, no matter what, the next video I upload on this channel is the Super Mario Bros. Movie review. It's nearly done. It'll be out soon. I definitely promise you that. And then after that, I'm going to do Guardians. That will be an easier thing for me to do. I imagine it would be a long review because I'm probably going to go in depth with it a little. But and then afterwards, I'm going to stick with comic book movies as I've got a request from a fan to do another Batman review. Sorry. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that because well, I'll talk about it I'll sort of give away what it is when I release the Guardians video, what it could be, what it is, by giving you a hint. But in the meantime, this is Hazard from Mass Reviews out, and I will see you for my Super Mario Bros. Movie review. Ciao.